In early 1986, the Altar Boys went into the studio to record a third record project, Gut Level Music, better known as G.L.M. The band laid down the basics for 11 songs, but only 10 were completed for the project. The 11th track was forgotten, but resurfaced some 30 years later as a rough mix found on a cassette tape. The story behind the discovery and completion of the missing G.L.M. track, I Just Can't Let Go, is nothing short of a God-given miracle.
First of all, after looking at all the lyrics and going through my lyric books, it's been a while. I realized I wrote a lot of songs. I wrote a lot of songs we never did, and it probably was a good thing we never did them. But this song, I Just Can't Let Go, was recorded for G.L.M. In fact, if you look at the original sheet sent out for G.L.M. that advertised it to the radio stations and the record stores, etc., it had 11 songs written. And then when I found out that Gerda Records was going to re-release G.L.M., they had asked me, well, do you have any extra unreleased songs? And I said, well, yeah, I mean, we have the G.L.M. demo stuff, which is just essentially us playing it live, and that's okay. But I said, I do have this one song that I don't remember what it is. And somehow we came to the conclusion that it was not called Secret Fight, it was called I Just Can't Let Go. I thought, well, I must have the lyrics. I have lyrics to everything. So lo and behold, I went through my old lyric books and I found the lyrics. And I said, well, I got the lyrics. I got the basic track, again, with no guide vocal. So I sat down and, this is 30 years later, tried to figure out how did the song go. So I made an attempt to figure out how the melody line went, and I was unsuccessful. And I tried several times, I just couldn't figure it out. And I just finally told the guys at Gerda Records, I can't figure this out. I don't know how it goes. So I was talking to my son about it. My son Keith and I work a lot together, and he's quite the musician and become very good at recording, good recording engineer. And I said, Keith, I've got this old song on the cassette. I don't remember how it goes. I have the lyrics, I have the basic track, but there's no guide vocal. There's nothing on there. I can't figure it out. So he just looks me in the eye, square in the eye, and says, Dad, you're Mike Stan. Go back in your studio and figure that out. You can do it. I went, okay. So I made another attempt, and by the grace of God, I figured out how the song went. I mean, it's been 30 years. I mean, I have tons of songs in here, all written with lyrics. I couldn't tell you how they went for the life of me. And how I was able to figure out this one song, I Just Can't Let Go, and actually figure out how everything went, including the bridge, it is nothing short of a miracle. So with that in mind, we went ahead and my son and I, and we finished it up. Just like we would in the studios. Okay, we got the basic track, drums, bass, and electric guitar, and we went ahead and tracked it like I used to do in the Altar Boys, which was with my Telecaster to my Marshall amp. That's the way we did it. So I hold myself up in at church. They always gracious enough to give me a studio, and sat and just worked it and just plugged straight to the Marshall. And I did the intros and all the little nuances that I would do, just kind of guessing. And then for the vocal line, I'm thinking, well, it's 30 years later. How am I going to sound like that guy back there 30 years ago? So I put G.L.M. on, and I just sat and listened to, okay, how did I articulate that? How did I sing? Okay, how can I get close to that guy back then? How am I going to do it? So I just listened to myself sing, and to the point, after listening to the whole record, I went ahead and attempted it. I don't, I can't sound like I did back then, but I think I did a pretty good job of really expressing what the song was about and keeping the spirit of the Altar Boys alive. So I Just Can't Let Go, you've heard the history. I mean, I had the basic track of this guitar, bass, obviously drums going. With the Altar Boys. And 1 chord, to the 5 chord, 7 chord major, to the 4 chord. And then you had the verses, which was basically the same as the intro, only a little longer. I see the pain in then it changed. Dun, 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 dun. So, you gotta realize it's been 30 years, so I had to kind of figure out what would I do for the intro. And I kept thinking, well, what did I do? Maybe I did something like this. Oh, good. So, I thought maybe I did something like this. I thought, well, that wasn't big enough. I mean, it's the Altar Boys, so we had everything kind of big and anthem. I thought, now what I have done? So I thought, well, maybe I did play it, but something I might do is put, okay, this is a C chord, and then I might put my pinky up here and reach up here at where the bar chord is, see, and put my pinky right here. So it's got this big ring. I went, yep, that's what I did. B flat. That's Altar Boys. And then I had to figure out, okay, I would have dressed up the choruses a little bit. What do I have done with the choruses? So at first I came up with the idea for the choruses I might have done. I just can't let go. That might have been typical, maybe big power chords. But I might have done something more. I might have done it higher, so I started messing around. Maybe I did something like this. Might have done something like this. Let's see. I've already gone C. And so I put down a track of that, but then I thought, well, maybe I would even get bigger in the last. What could I do at the last chorus to kind of give it a boost? Oop. So I did something a little bit higher up there to kind of make that ring out. So I had to kind of wrap myself around where I was 30 years ago. And I was amazed that I could do that because, you know, when you live where you were 30 years from now, there's a lot of water, a lot of things have happened in your life, you know, you've gone through. I mean, kids, going in and out of school, you know, loss, financial hardships, other hardships. Now being 20 years as a music teacher, you know, how do you wrap yourself where you were, your head around where you were 30 years ago? And I was able to do that. And so you've got I Just Can't Let Go, which again really is a miracle we have this song, but there it is.